Happy Friday, guys. Red Friday. That's how it's been lately. And there's another instance of that. Most of the Bitcoin miners are red. Bitcoin's down a bit today. We're going to talk about one Bitcoin miner that's green, that's going up on some good news. We're going to look at what's going on with Bitcoin, what Bitcoin has done when it reached oversold levels like this every time since the beginning of the bull market. And we're also going to look at a risky meme coin that may be testing a previous strong resistance as support. We also have a decision overturned by the Supreme Court, and this should be beneficial to crypto. Now, if you guys get something useful out of this, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and let's start off with this Bitdeer news. Now, I'm here on Stock Titan. I'll leave the link down below for you guys. Not sure really what I think about this site so far, but it's kind of cool. It gives you a positive and a negative of whatever news comes out. Kind of gives you their thoughts on it, I guess. Bitdeer announced a strategic partnership with the Monroe County Port Authority to lease land at Hannibal Industrial Park in Clarington, Ohio, increasing the power capacity pipeline by 570 megawatts. This deal raises Bitdeer's total global capacity to 2.5 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts! Great Scott! What the hell is a gigawatt?
Supporting their Bitcoin mining, high-performance computing, and AI operations. Interesting. The site, a former aluminium for those of you across the lake, processing facility, offers ready-to-use power infrastructure. The initial 266 megawatts will be available by Q3 of 2025, with the remaining 304 under review. So it seems like this is all a far ways away. While this is positive news, we won't see the effects of it for quite a long time. Now, Bitdeer is reacting somewhat positively to this news. Across the board, most of the miners, the vast majority, are red today, along with Bitcoin pulling back a bit. We'll look at Bitcoin in a second, but for now, Bitdeer is doing pretty well, nearly up 5% for the day. One thing you want to keep an eye on is how our daily candle is going to close. Currently, it looks kind of like a gravestone doji. This could be a potential indicator of a reversal. One thing that's a massive positive is we have seen our EMAs cross. The 50 is now over the 100 and 200, indicating a strong bullish uptrend. And Bitdeer has been in a beautiful uptrend over the last month and a half or so. Bitdeer's up almost 100%. One thing we've been getting here as of late is a massive RSI divergence. If looking to acquire some Bitdeer, one thing you could look for is a pullback towards our ascending support. Could bring us down towards the 9s before we use this to bounce off or potentially break this recent uptrend. One thing that's very interesting about Bitdeer is they do expect to post a profit in the upcoming earnings, which many miners do not expect. The vast majority do not expect it. I can't name one off the top of my mind that is expecting to post profit. Similarly to other miners, however, they do expect a decrease in revenue, roughly a $10 million decrease in revenue expected from the last quarter. And this is normal. This is what's to be expected. The halving just took effect, and this is going to be the first earnings that basically shows that. Let me know what you guys think about Bitdeer. I know I don't really talk about that one too much. I don't currently own it, but I do like it. Now I want to talk about Crow with Knife. This is a high-risk meme coin, and sorry I can't show you it on TradingView. I cannot find it. There are a ton of different Crow with Knives, believe it or not. One thing you'll notice is we did pop off. We're stuck in this resistance that we've been in for a little over a month, and we did break over it. Now it does look like we are retesting this resistance area as a support. I personally think now is a decent time to add into Crow with Knife. It recently went on a big rally. It has consolidated since. It seems to me like this is a very nice accumulation zone. It didn't just literally pump and dump everything. It is establishing this zone as a support, and lately starting to break out of resistances. So I do think Crow with Knife is one to watch. It's a very small market cap, and I do think it has very big potential. And you can get this on the Kronos app. I do have a link down below if you're interested. Now we do have some news, some judicial news. This Supreme Court decision overturns Chevron, a victory for judicial authority in Bitcoin. Let's go straight to the bottom line. What does this mean for Bitcoin? Now I will leave this down below for you guys if you're interested, if you want to read the fine details. But what's this mean for Bitcoin miners? Well, the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Chevron represents a monumental shift towards judicial independence and a recalibration of the administrative state. For the Bitcoin industry, this ruling is particularly significant, promising a more predictable and less burdensome regulatory environment. This all has to do with regulation. As industries and legal practitioners grapple with the implications of this ruling, one thing is clear: the era of agency deference, that's the one, has been significantly curtailed, marking a new chapter in the interpretation and application of federal laws. This ruling underscores the importance of clear legislative mandates and may prompt Congress to take a more active role in defining the scope of agency powers moving forwards. For Bitcoin miners, this decision is a beacon of hope, heralding a future where regulatory overreach can be more effectively challenged. fostering a more stable and supportive environment for this growth and sustainability of the industry. As the judiciary reclaims its role, I swear that took me 10 times, and I still didn't do it right. Why do you have to write it like this? As the judiciary reclaims its role as the ultimate arbiter of the law, the Bitcoin mining community and Americans as a whole can now look forward to a more balanced and just regulatory landscape. That took like 20 tries. I don't know why. Alright, and looking at Bitcoin, we are a little bit down today. We are starting the weekend off on the wrong foot like we do most weekends. The market kind of sells off Bitcoin, lets it trade sideways, and then we have a fresh shot next week. Looking at the Fibonacci candles, the trend is still down until it's not. Bitcoin is trying to hold up the 200 EMA and the 200 MA. One thing I want to show you is every time Bitcoin has reached around this level of oversold, you know, there are extremes where it reached even more oversold. There are points where it reached less oversold, or not even oversold, but just near. Basically, you know, every time we reach towards one extreme, we reach to the other extreme. Once we reach oversold, we soon after reach overbought. And I'll show you very many instances. Here's an instance in March of 2023. We went to oversold here, went down to 20,000, and then rallied to 30,000 within like 2 weeks. We were 25,000, we ran to 34,000 by October of 2023. Just took a couple months. Here's another instance here. May of 2024, we reached oversold 56,000. Soon after, ran to 70,000 in roughly the same month, in right around a month. Maybe we see something similar. You know, here we are at oversold again. Don't see it too often this bull market. Haven't seen an oversold Bitcoin very often in the last year and a half, 2 years. Oversold down here, 59,000. Maybe we come up towards 68,000. Test this resistance. That would be my expectation. When you're in an overall bull market, you want to seize the day, you want to seize the opportunity, you want to buy when oversold, you want to buy when there's fear, you want to buy when there's an extreme in the market, and there is an extreme in this market. We haven't seen this much of an oversold Bitcoin since August of 2023, so it's almost been about a year, nearly a year, since we've seen an oversold Bitcoin like this. There won't be many opportunities like this. For you to find a Bitcoin at this price again, you're probably going to have to wait. Unless we get lucky once more this cycle, you're probably going to have to wait until the next bear market, sometime in 2026, possibly. To me, it's very unlikely that we are already looking at the top for Bitcoin. Like I've said to you guys before, we have always seen a much more overbought RSI on the weekly, on the monthly. To me, there is no way that with all this institutional adoption, with companies wanting to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet, with companies like MicroStrategy continuing to buy, with other companies adopting MicroStrategy's strategy and adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets as well, with all this spot Bitcoin ETF buying pressure, with BlackRock buying their own IBIT into their other funds, to me there is no convincing me that in this cycle we're seeing a less overbought weekly than all the previous cycles and this is the top. There's no way. But what say you guys? Do you think the top is in for Bitcoin? Do you think we already topped out this cycle? This would be a first in Bitcoin's history to not follow its 4-year cycle and top out this early. History is still on the bull side. The chart is still on the bull side. We're still in an overall uptrend. We're still above our major moving averages, and there are indicators pointing out that we have not topped out yet for Bitcoin, not even close. But let me know what you guys think about Bitdeer. I know I don't talk about that one too much. What do you think about Crow with Knife? Have you guys been getting into some of the meme coins lately? And how are you feeling about Bitcoin? Are you feeling fearful here? Are you feeling greedy here? Are you feeling indifferent and just simply DCA? Ignore the noise. Always love hearing your guys' opinions. Thanks as always for watching and have yourself a good weekend.